Google's loving their certificate programs. They've dropped a couple new ones this year, and we're going to take a look at one that was out last year, the UX design. Now, each one of these, they're going to give you right up front some projected median salary information. They've got some footnotes later on about that. You know, it's not going to necessarily translate one-to-one. It's going to depend upon your experience, your background, other assets that you're bringing with you. You're not going to take this certificate and then automatically get paid $112,000 a year. I can almost guarantee that. But this is a good starting point to get to that salary if you actually put in the work, get the skills, develop a portfolio and a network, etc. Let's check out the program. So I'm going to go over here on this tab, we'll leave it there actually, to the Coursera program, and we're going to look at some of the bullet points and details that it talks about on the Grow with Google page first. Of course, all of these programs are fully online. They all have kind of a range of time that they expect you to take to complete them. They're typically based upon part-time studies, so this is 3 to 6 months to completion for the UX UI one. You'll learn about developing personas, user stories, journey maps, usability studies, wireframes, prototyping. The curriculum down here goes through each of the actual courses. It's a multi-course certificate over on Coursera. They've got a little video. I've actually found some of the video stuff to be, no offense, Google, a little bland. I definitely recommend that you speed them up when you are watching them on almost every certificate that I have checked out from them. They're very slow. A lot of them look like they're reading from prompters, which is fine. The information is there, but you can consume it a lot faster, I think, than what they recommend. Let's go over to the Coursera page. I'll have links to all this in the description below. I am a Coursera partner, so if you end up buying something down the road, no obligation. I will get a commission from that. Thank you so much if you do choose to do that. No extra cost for you. And all of this stuff is auditable. You don't have to pay a thing to get the experience, to get the coursework. You just won't get the certificate unless you sign up for it. Enough of that. So here we have, again, this 6 months at 10 hours a week estimate. I think that's long, and I think that's not really a realistic pace. You can do it faster, but this is kind of like a worst case scenario. It could take up to 6 months. I don't think it will. Scrolling down, we'll go look at the actual coursework. So we're going to start out, as all these do, with a foundations program. This is foundations of user experience. It's going to identify some of the common job responsibilities, give you a lay of the land of this actual field. These are very beginner friendly. In fact, the whole program, the whole certificate is beginner friendly, but especially these first courses, you're going to fly through this more than likely. It's good stuff, but it does get a little bit drawn out. Then we're going to go starting the UX design process. I'll open all these up in another window because you can go in and actually look at more in-depth course work down to the assignment by assignment basis. But basically, you're going to learn to empathize with users, develop problem statements to define user needs. So what does this user, this customer need, and how am I going to solve that problem? And then generating ideas. So kind of the basic of the design process. From there, we go to conduct research, early test concepts. Pretty straightforward what that's going to be about, exactly those two things. Then creating high fidelity designs and prototypes in Figma. Figma's the big name. Adobe bought them this year, maybe last year. And this is kind of the program that people use for mockups and prototyping. And it's pretty powerful. And you can go straight from this to a web design with relative ease. And it's becoming more and more one of the industry standards. Now here's another one of the industry standards, responsive web design in Adobe XD. Now, people will love or hate Adobe XD. A lot of people will swear by a particular tool set. This certificate is choosing this one to create the responsive website design. This is not going to be a requirement, but if you are new to web development and design, then this will be a perfectly fine place to start. Skills that you learn here in all of this will transfer to other particular platforms. Then we've got Course 7, Design a User Experience for Social Good and Prepare for Jobs. So building wireframes, mockup, low fidelity, high fidelity prototypes for an app and responsive website. So this is kind of the Capstone Project type of deal. You take everything that you've learned throughout the course and then put it into practice. Let's go through a couple of these. Let's not go through that one. Let's go through this build wireframes and low fidelity prototypes. And if you come into one of the course pages, you can kind of scroll down and there'll be this 3 modules in this course section where it'll say, hey, here's what the modules will contain. It's got a storyboarding, and then it's a create wireframes, and then low fidelity prototypes. You can expand each of those modules to see the details. You can see videos, readings, quizzes that are contained within the module, and then you can even open it up and it shows you bullet point by bullet point everything that you're going to be going through here and kind of the amount of time that each task is recommended to or estimated to take. So again, with the video components particularly, if it says 10 minutes, if it's a 10-minute video, you can probably do it in 5, maybe less. Quizzes, same deal. I've not found these if you're either coming in with some knowledge or you're going through everything one by one. You're not going to have any trouble with the quizzes. They are a lot of regurgitating what you just learned and reinforcing what you just learned. So don't be afraid of any of that stuff. The quizzes are not that bad. And then here's the next little module, creating paper and digital wireframes. And you can see as we intro to Figma, we get into some more tools of the trade, and going down, activities, practicing creating digital wireframes for a coffeehouse project. So they have a pretty good balance through these certificate programs of learning some knowledge and then putting it into practice. Sometimes it errs a little too much in the learning and not enough in the practicum, but you can certainly continue, as you should, on your own, building more and more things as you learn the principles. Here's that last module, just expanding that to give you an idea of what that looks like. And you can see they even start going into understanding the attention economy, your impact as a designer, learn more about ethical design. So if you've ever felt kind of icky with advertising and slimy tactics and stuff, they're going to address some of that being a responsible UX UI designer. Then we're going to finish off with some quizzes, and that's what one of the 7 courses looks like. Not bad, right? So this is estimating for that one, 23 hours to complete at your own pace. Again, I would say maybe 10 hours. You're going to be good going through this. Here's the full-on Figma course, and it's got 39 hours. So this is a little bit more meat in this one with a 6-module setup, from creating mockups, applying visual design to mockups, exploring design systems, participating in critique sessions. So they do have some critique stuff. I don't know how this will work, if at all, if you're not enrolled in the certificate program. A lot of the peer review stuff is reserved for those taking the actual certificate, but you are welcome to audit any of the other stuff. And then we got creating high fidelity prototypes and trusting, testing, iterating on designs. Let's go on to the last one here, design a user experience for social good. And let's see what this Capstone project. First, they're saying, hey, this is a 62-hour one. So this is a pretty big course here. Starting the process, so they kind of walk you through the whole process. You start the design process, ideate, you create wireframes and prototypes, you create mockups and then high fidelity prototypes. You design a complementary responsive website. Let's see what are they using XD, I guess, for this. But they're just going through every single one of the steps, and then they go building a professional presence. So I suspect they'll probably point you over towards maybe some design communities online and designing your own project portfolio website, and then finding a job. All this stuff, the purpose of this whole certificate pathway that Google has created on all of their certificate programs are to get you from beginner to a first entry-level position in the field of your choosing. Now, last thing we want to make sure to cover, if you go to any of these, and let's just say on this last one, I want to enroll for free. Well, it'll walk you through the normal stuff where you can start your trial, and then it is $49 a month after that. Or down here at the bottom left, you can say, actually, I would just like to audit the course. So you click the audit button, and I'm already signed in, and it's taken me straight to the course itself. Week 1, design a user experience for social good. Let's get started. And there's the video. So you can jump straight into any of these courses for free immediately. All you got to do is sign up for Coursera, free. You don't have to purchase anything. You can go through all the videos, all the readings. I believe, let's go to a quiz here. I believe you may not, well, no, here's a practice quiz. Start assignment. So yeah, you can also go through and take the quizzes. The only thing you're not going to be able to do, you're not going to be able to get any peer feedback because there will be some gated stuff for community access. And then you're not going to have the actual certificate from Coursera. Now, little hack, if you wanted to, you could simply audit everything, go through all the material, learn what you need to. And especially if you're just taking this one or just taking one of the certificates, at the end, sign up for the free 7-day trial, go back through and do all the graded stuff that you need for the certificate, bag the certificate, and you're in and out with $0 and the actual certificate. So that's an option if you needed to get around paying anything. Hope this is helpful for you. If it is, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I've done a few more of these. You can find links to my cybersecurity first look as well as the advanced data analytics first look. And I will do and continue to do more of these if they're helpful for you to check out. Hope you have a great one. You're awesome.